Should have started.
Hey, did you get that? Did you get
Yeah.
Hey, I'm leaving that in the video, bro. I'm leaving that in. Well, I know I need to send you.
Hey, where's my camera? Hey, Pete, yep. Hey, Pete. As soon as we said that, he said, put me on game. Good evening, morning, afternoon, middle of the night, early morning, whatever time you may be watching this. Welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, Gumball Sports Machine. As the show, I forgot the other part of the intro. The show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. I am your host, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. And I'm joined, of course, by my uncle, my dog, my OG, and the man we like to call the generalizer. Triple OG Tone has arrived and is looking dapper. You know what? Still representing that team, man. Kudos.
Why not? We made it further than everybody but one team.
True. But, let's move on. And of course, we got my boy, my dog, David Largo. David, a.k.a. D-Lo, a.k.a. co-host. D-Lo is also in the building today. And, well, you look like you have a little bit more energy today here, David Largo.
I'm excited to share one of the segments coming up later in the video because it was a blast watching this in person.
Was it?
And I wish Tone was there because he would have had so much fun. Yeah. And by the thumbnail, I'm sure we know what Jamal did. So
I did. I did finally live up to that bet that I have owed Tone for a while. And finally came true. I did it. I ate the one chip and I did the one chip challenge. 8 does not have that many A's in it. I'm not sure why I said it like that, but I'm glad we brought it up and talked about it, and now it's out there. I did finally do the one chip challenge, the one I was supposed to do, the bet I lost from the Chiefs losing the Super Bowl last year. So that will be coming up here in a little bit. So do look forward to that. But boys, speaking of which, yesterday was Monday, fellas. 2 days ago was the Super Bowl. And the New England Patriots were destroyed, were laid down by the Seattle Seahawks. D-Lo, we were watching that game together, obviously. What were your just initial takeaways from the game, and what'd you see?
quite a few things. Honestly, the defense played as well as they could have, especially Gonzo in the game. He was phenomenal. He was everywhere. He was making good plays. Same with the rest of the defense. it's the offense that struggled. And I've been saying this for the entirety, really, of their playoff run, is that the offense is stagnant and they go multiple drives with three and outs and they just don't know how to get it going sometimes. Now, the biggest part of that and the biggest reason that everyone saw in the Super Bowl is that offensive line. That unit is, I don't know, because I didn't watch a whole lot of Patriots game this season, but they're either banged up really, really bad, or they've just been really bad all year and Drake May found a way to play around it, but then couldn't in the playoffs. And I'm not too sure which one is which. But with that said, yeah, I mean they couldn't get the run game going, they couldn't throw the ball, they couldn't do anything. So I think that's the biggest takeaway is that they need to get better offensively if they're gonna want to get back here.
Tone, I'm sure you were disappointed, obviously because your team lost. What was the reason your team lost? What was the reason why New England struggled so much against the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl?
Seattle's better. I mean, they were they were. I shouldn't say supposed to win, but the odds were in their favor. But most of the betting sites had them winning the game, so they did what they were supposed to do. I will say that I personally think the Seahawks have the best defense in the league. I said that weeks ago. I think you guys kind of told me that the Texans were ranked above them. When I watched us play the Texans, I felt more comfortable than I did against the Seahawks. And when I watched the Seahawks play the previous two games, I was watching them. I'm like, if they play us like they played those two teams, it's going to be tough for us to win. Didn't really want to admit it on camera until the game ended, but it's over now. But I agree with Lowe's statement that our offense was real stagnant. It was odd. Again, I didn't really want to admit these things before the game, but somebody made a clip of our running prior to the championship, and they were saying that Stevenson wasn't reading the gaps correctly. And I felt as though it was like I seen it when I watched the game. Like I hadn't seen it previously. I hadn't paid attention to it. And there were some times when he had some standout plays, but he was running. It was like he was running right into the defense almost all the time. Personally, I think that we do have to get better offensively. I think that, it showed that it was our first year with everyone together. Vrabel, our first year, I should say, in the playoffs against the top tier defenses. I think that Josh could have designed some run plays specifically for Drake to get him a little more comfortable in the early quarters. He just looked almost like Sam Darnold that time when he played against the Patriots. Like he was seeing ghosts. He didn't seem comfortable. Although I've seen some videos of saying that he was throwing the ball where it should have been placed, and the receivers were just overrunning routes or not running fast enough, whatever the case may be. What I seen Sam Darnold do was make up for those mishaps and get the ball placed where it was able to be caught. And he actually got out of the pocket when he needed to get out of the pocket. Sam Darnold stepped up and got those plays, but Drake didn't.
Yeah, the Seahawks defense really showed its behind in the Super Bowl. They are an elite defense. Now, Tone, you believe, and you said you think that defense is better than Houston Texans. There's definitely an argument, especially the way that they've played here in the playoffs, because what they showed on the Super Bowl Sunday was elite. The guys that were getting home, Leonard Williams got home. DeMarcus Lawrence was giving Will Campbell problems all day long. David Nwosu, obviously with the pick six touchdown, the defense showed up and showed out. And I said on Friday, Drake May is going to have his best game of his career in order for him to win this Super Bowl. And that was definitely not the best game of his career. And it was, I don't want to say it was completely due to the O-line, but the O-line had a big part in that. Now, I know I was saying it during the game. I might have said it last week. Will Campbell is playing, but he looks hurt. because that is not the same Will Campbell I saw the first 7-8 weeks of the season before he got hurt, and he showed it in the Super Bowl. And he got destroyed by a lot of different people. Now those are good pass rushers, but in that moment in that game, you got to be at your best, and he wasn't at his best. He was on the field, so there's no excuse. Sam Darnold did what he had to do to win. He didn't have big numbers, 19 to 38, 202, and 1 touchdown. Those aren't big numbers, but he did what he had to do to go win the game. That throw to AJ Barner was a very good throw. That touchdown pass was a very good throw. And the running game was obviously awesome. Kenneth Walker ran the ball so well, and absolutely deserved that Super Bowl MVP. The Seahawks just did what they've been doing all year. I mean, this team coming into the season, the Seahawks were supposed to be third, fourth in the NFC West, and they came out and they won the Super Bowl. Now, for the Patriots, again, I don't want to speak too much, but Drake May did not have the same playoffs than he did the regular season. Now, I don't know I know we've been kind of bagging on the competition that he's been playing on all year. Some of it as a joke, some of them as maybe he hasn't played the best of competition, and some of it he just didn't look good. He didn't look good, but he didn't need to, because that Patriots defense is elite. They are very, very good and carried them throughout the playoffs. And so Drake May, there's not a question mark because he got a lot better. I just don't know if he is a top quarterback in the league, because, again, for a second-year guy, that was a really good season. But for an elite quarterback in the league, I don't think those are the playoffs that you're looking for from an elite quarterback. So it was an interesting game. I guess as good as it could have been, knowing the difference in rosters that these two are and the difference of seasons that these two have had. But which brings me to my next question, D'Lo, and you see the Patriots get to the Super Bowl this year. You see them go from 4-13 to 14-3 in a Super Bowl appearance. Can this team get back to the Super Bowl next year?
I think they can. I definitely think they can, and it hurts me to say that because, like, I hate the Patriots, and I hope they don't make it back. But I definitely think, looking at it logically, that they could. I think that this offseason and the draft in particular, they're gonna go out and they're gonna focus the offense, skill positions, wide receivers. They need to decide, is that running back room solidified? Are you okay having Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson being your back combo? And if not, they might look into drafting another guy. They definitely need to draft some O-line because it haunted them. So I think that those are really the questions, because the defense is obviously really, really good. And bearing, any losses that they have on the defense, they're going to be just the same unit next year. So I think that they potentially have the chance to get there, bearing, obviously any long-term injuries, hoping none of that happens. But also there are other AFC teams that I also think are just going to get better. And it's depending on how they get better that, they could get overthrown. I mean, you look at Denver, they are going to get Bo Nix back, and some say Bo Nix would have been the difference maker in that game. You look at the Chiefs, they're going to have Patrick Mahomes. You look at the Ravens, hopefully they have a healthy Lamar all of next season. The Bills are going to be there. The Jags are probably going to get better. So there's just a lot of teams in the AFC that could get better, and I think that's why predicting the NFL is so hard, because I guarantee you no one coming into this year had a Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl. So it's definitely hard to predict, but I think if they play the draft well, I think that they could definitely be back next year.
Tone, what do you think? After, maybe you classify this as a magical run just based off of the season that they went through last season, going 4-13, and obviously firing their head coach and bringing in Mike Vrabel, and the run that they made to the Super Bowl this year. Do you think the Patriots have a good chance to get back to the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah, I agree with Lo. Yeah, I don't think very many predicted us to get to the bowl, especially after losing to the Raiders week one. That was highly unlikely. Um, but like Will said, football's hard to predict. I believe they've already released the schedule, and we have like the sixth toughest schedule next year. Um, but who knows? There's always injuries. There's always updates to the roster. I agree that we should pick up a new lineman or two, O lineman or two. I've heard that Max Crosby wants to join the team or play for Vrabel. I guess is what the rumor is. I'd assume we're going to give Gonzo the money he deserves, um, and I wouldn't put it past us picking up a receiver. Um, AJ, do what you got to do. My bad. Well,
That's cool. You can have Max or AJ. You can't have them both. You
And pay
can't have them
Gonzo.
both. Yeah,
yeah,
and pay Gonzo. You can't
they,
have them
they
all.
figure it out. They figure it out. Um, but yeah, it's possible. Again, I didn't even want to get too excited this year because I didn't. Every week I was like, "Are we gonna be? Are we gonna win? Are we gonna win?" Because I didn't have the expectations. I spoke highly of Drake last year, but I didn't know that he was going to have the success that he had this year and be an MVP candidate in his second year. And we were chatting earlier. I personally, I said this on the last pod. I don't think he's a top tier quarterback. I don't think that was going to be a part of the conversation, even if he won. There is a small circle of top tier quarterbacks. I think it's respectful to have his name even in conversations to be there, being that he's a second year quarterback. I think it's dope that we now have expectations placed upon him because of his success. But again, you have to have a resume to be in that room. There are guys like Lamar Jackson, like Josh Allen, like Patty. Patty's got the championships. He's done things. Josh has got the MVP. Lamar's got the MVP. Josh hasn't made it to the bowl yet, and so it's fortunate for Drake to be where he's at, be on the team that he's on. I'm excited for the future. But I think he's got a season or two to actually put himself in that room.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. They're gonna have a season like they did this past season and some, because a lot of these guys are gonna be coming back healthy. Joe Burrow is gonna be healthy going into next year. Lamar Jackson is gonna be healthy going into next year. Josh Allen is gonna be healthy going into next year. Now, these Josh Allen was healthy, but he just didn't get the chance to play the Patriots in the playoffs. Bo Nix is gonna come back healthy next year. The AFC is getting really good. The Jacksonville Jaguars had a really, really good year without one of their best players in Travis Hunter. These other teams are getting really, really good. And it's not necessarily that I don't think the Patriots are going to get better, but these other teams are also going to get better. And the Patriots, again, had sort of a magical run. They had a year two quarterback who played really, really well in the regular season against the teams that he was put up against. And he played well enough in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. Can you do that again against Lamar Jackson? Can you do that against Patrick Mahomes or Trevor Lawrence or Josh Allen or Bo Nix? Can you do that against those guys? And we're gonna see if he's able to. Um, if I was a betting man, would I bet them to get back to the Super Bowl next year? No. I'm just keeping it a buck. No. But do they have a chance? Absolutely, because of what they did this year and the experience that Drake May got. I think that was the biggest part of the season. You got to the Super Bowl, obviously. The Patriots didn't get the result they wanted, but the positive side is Drake May got a lot of crucial experience that you can't take for granted. And so now when he gets into another game like that next season or the seasons after that, he knows what the moment is like and he knows what he needs to do in order for him to go win a football game of that magnitude. Um, so let me bring it to the other side. Seattle Seahawks, obviously the now defending Super Bowl champions. David, do you see the Seahawks getting back to the Super Bowl? And honestly, who's more likely to get back to the Super Bowl in between the Seahawks and the Patriots?
And it pains me to say it, but I do think that the Seahawks have the more likely chance to get back to the Super Bowl. Um, hate it. I really do. As a Niner fan, as an NFC West guy, I hate it. But when you look at it, and we verified that they have so much cap space, so they can bring back or sign more players. Um, and obviously, you have Sam Darnold locked down because you just got him this year, so he's on a long-term deal. You have the reigning offensive player of the year. You have the second coming of the Legion of Boom, and the dark side is what they're calling themselves. Um, and so, I mean, they just have it all. They are so complete as a team, even down to special teams. So I think that they have the more likely chance to go back. Um, but again, I'm not going to put it past the Patriots. Like, if I saw them in the Super Bowl next year, I wouldn't be shocked because I don't expect them to stay stagnant. I expect them to go out and make a move. I think, in particular, it's going to be to go get AJ Brown for Drake May and sort of help him out rather than Max Crosby, because I don't think they need the defense, to be honest. So I think that they are just as, they're right there. But if I had to, put money on it, I would put money on the Seahawks to return before the Patriots.
Tone, more likely to get back to the Super Bowl next year, the Seattle Seahawks, the champions, or your New England Patriots?
I agree with Lo. I'd probably pick the champs. I would like to see their schedule. But yeah, that is confirmed, man. They got 77 mil cap space to fulfill. That's a lot of. I think they're like second or third most. So that's a unique position to have that much cap room and be a champion, and already have your quarterback signed and sealed. So yeah, they got, to me, again, the toughest defense in the league, and with that you can win games. Give Sam the ball as long as he's not turning it over, which was actually interesting. I don't think he had any interceptions in the playoffs, right?
He led the NFL in turnovers this season and didn't have a single turnover in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm almost glad that I said that. Like weeks ago, I was like, all you need is a stout defense, and a quarterback that won't turn the ball over. And he happened to be that guy. But yeah, my money would be on the Hawks as well.
So I just looked it up. New England is sixth in that strength of schedule. Seattle is 14th.
Because of course they are. That's supposed to be a first place schedule.
Well, part of it is that they play 2 games against the Arizona Cardinals. So,
Well, okay, that's yeah. Well, the Arizona Card. Let's move on.
I love throwing cheap shots.
Yeah, do you?
It's so fun.
Oh man, I'm glad you think so, because I'm gonna go and cry after the show. Actually, listen, this might be cliche and might be, I might be Captain Obvious speaking here. The Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the NFL until somebody dethrones them. They are the deepest team in the league. They might have one of the best, if not the best, head coaches in the league. And for them to do what they did and be as dominant as they were, I mean, the only team that gave them a problem was the Rams. That was the only team. And they made it look very, very easy the last 10 games of the season. And for that reason, they're the best team in the NFL. Their GM, John Schneider, might be the smartest man in America. Is there a draft pick that he doesn't hit on? When you talk about the Devin Witherspoons, when you talk about the Tariq Woolens, and this guy hits on every single draft pick, and then he brings in the right guys. You bring in Sam Darnold, and he does exactly what he does in Minnesota, but does it in Seattle, but this time takes us to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl. This team is a perfect example of what a well-run organization looks like, from top to bottom. The owner is willing to spend money to get the players to bring the guys in to win football games. The GM knows who to bring in, and the players execute. And who teaches the players to execute? Mike McDonald, one of the best head coaches in the league, if not the best head coach.
Hell no.
Well, he
Reminds me of another team that plays green.
The Seahawks were green.
And
different sport. Different sport.
Oh, my bad. But that's the perfect example of what you want your organization to look like. And the Seattle Seahawks are doing just that. And so to me, right now, if I had to put money on it, the Seahawks should be the favorite to get back to the Super Bowl in the NFC next year. They should be, because Sam Darnold is going to get a nice big old paycheck. Because if you think that 3-year, $90 million contract that he has right now is going to stick, you have lost your bananas. That guy is going to get a hefty bonus. And
he got what, $2 million in incentives from the Super Bowl. Did y'all see that?
I did not.
Yeah, like about $2 million in incentives from the Super Bowl.
You know what? And I'm glad we're on the topic of Sam Darnold. D-Lo, would you put Sam Darnold in your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
No. And I hate that we're even talking about this, because it's like every time a quarterback wins the Super Bowl, we have this conversation. Last year, it was Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback? Now it's Sam Darnold. Is Sam Darnold the top 5 quarterback? No, he's not. Jalen Hurts had a great defense, and that's why they won that football game. Sam Darnold had a great defense. That's why they won that football game. I'm not going to sit here and say every quarterback is a top 5 quarterback just because they win the Super Bowl, comparing them to the other 4. Who I actually think is in that 5th is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL, from experience to the arm talent to, obviously he won the MVP this year. I think he's the most well-rounded to fit that 5th slot. That's who I would put at number 5. And even then, I have other quarterbacks that I would still prefer over Sam Darnold. And that's okay, because Seattle doesn't need Sam Darnold to be a top 5 quarterback. I don't even think they need him to be a top 10 quarterback, because their roster is just that good. Now, he obviously played like a top 10 quarterback, but just because he played like that doesn't mean I'm willing to say that he is better than full of quarterbacks in the NFL.
As much as I hate the Seahawks, and as much as I love this story that Sam Darnold has kind of written for himself on being labeled as a bust and getting to this, he's definitely not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. And as well as he played, and he is a Super Bowl champion now, and he was the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks who won the Super Bowl, I don't know if he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFC, because when you look at the guys that are in the NFC alone, there are 5, maybe 6 other guys that I would look at to start my franchise with that are not named Sam Darnold. And again, I don't want this to be a slight to Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold did everything he needed to do in order to win the Super Bowl this year. But that doesn't make him a top 5 quarterback. D-Lo mentioned Jalen Hurts did the same thing for his team the previous year. And again, I just don't know if I would put him in that top 5 quarterback situation, because, I'd have guys like Matthew Stafford above him. I'd have guys like Caleb Williams above him. I'd have guys like Jordan Love above him. I'd have guys like Jaden Daniels above him. I would even put Jalen Hurts above him. And to say that Sam Darnold is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, I think is a bit of a stretch right now, until he is possibly in that MVP conversation.
I think he missed a guy.
No. I think everybody I named deserved to be on that top 5
Yeah,
list.
I think he missed a guy out in the Bay. I think he missed one.
Did they put a team in Sacramento?
No.
Okay. Mac Jones was good, but was good this year. I wouldn't say he's top 32.
Yeah, you're a Brock Purdy hater.
No. That's what his name is. That's right. I forgot what his name was.
You can't call yourself an Arizona fan.
Yeah. Listen, I like Brock Purdy.
He's hometown kid.
I like Brock Purdy. He is a hometown kid, so I'm going to support him to an extent, because I still have pride and morals. But
Yeah, and he's better than Sam Darnold.
well,
Don't you?
well,
Mm-hmm.
Tone, is Sam Darnold in your eyes a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
No, but I think he's created an interesting conversation as he should. He deserves the attention right now. He's an NFL champion. Um, but yeah, we had a little bit of this conversation before, and I just stated that he would be taking steps up. You know what I'm saying? There are guys who haven't had the success that he's had, and so he has now created an interesting conversation. And you get to put yourself in a certain room when you win an NFL championship. But I do agree with Lo. If he would have won an MVP, it would change some things, man.
All right. It's about that time. It's about that time for you guys to see me in a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and a lot of sadness. Tone, it was again, we made this bet a year ago, and I have finally lived up to it. What I did.
He's 1 for 3 people. He still owes. He still hasn't finished off 2 other bets, but we'll get there.
Whoa. Which ones? Actually, I owe more to you. One more to you. That's right. And then who else?
There's 2 more, but it's all right.
2?
Yep.
Jesus. What are you, my bookie?
Yeah.
That's exactly who he is. Stop making bets with Tone.
Yeah, I do need it. Yeah. You know what? I'm retiring from gambling until the end of the episode. But it is time. We recorded it. Of course, David Largo, Kev, and our homeboy Gavin was at the house for the Super Bowl, and this is me eating and suffering through the chip. It's a bit of it's probably 10 or 11 minute video, so enjoy the whole thing. And well, here it is. All right, now outside of these 4, nobody else knows about this, but as you can see, we are here watching the Super Bowl. It is halftime. Kevin, it's 9-0. How do you feel? Good. Send me an email. Anyway, okay, sorry. How do you feel about the game?
Continue. He has no comment.
Good talk. Anyways, so it's halftime, and and of course we have D'Lo behind the camera. That's a great guy there. It's time for me to live up to my bet. It's time for me to finally take the 1 chip challenge. I do want to apologize in advance for any language that's going to be used.
Slurs?
No, not slurs. Almost.
We're gonna bleep that out.
We're gonna bleep that out. Fred Warner is on the panel for the Super Bowl, but okay. And wow, this is. Oh, D'Lo, look, it came with gloves.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Okay. I'm not sure why that keeps happening. Let's go ahead and try this again. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't know why this keeps happening.
Mo, your computer cannot handle anything video related.
For whatever reason, it just can't. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can try and do it a different way. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys talk for a moment.
Someone said his new nickname is Draymond Green. Too many texts. Oh boy. Yeah, let's talk about it. Why does Jamal have such bad internet and tech abilities when you think about it? I mean, this man went to college
I was gonna say, didn't he
specifically for this.
graduate? Isn't this what he studied for? Like,
Yeah, and he did. And he still sucks at it. Someone
it,
get this guy.
it'd be cool if like you or I were the guy who did all the setting up, and he was.
Yeah,
But he's literally the guy. He's the setup guy.
he is the
He's
setup guy.
when we get big show popping, he's gonna be the guy who's talking to everyone behind the cameras. This is not a good way to build your credibility.
Yeah, I don't even know where he went. None of us know where he went. That guy is out of here.
Yeah. Well, while he's gone, I don't want to switch subjects too far, but have you been watching Cooper Flag?
Hmm.
Woo-wee.
I've
That boy.
also been watching another rookie, your favorite rookie.
Yeah.
He is a walking bucket.
The NBA's in good hands, man.
Bro, they're trying to make rookie of the year a 2-horse race. They're really trying.
Hey, it's only right, man. San Antonio's scary.
No, not worried about no San Antonio.
I'm not worried
As
about San
a
Antonio.
an honorary San Antonio Spurs fan, because the Heat suck and De'Aaron Fox is my favorite player. Not worried about San Antonio. You know
They
they're gonna do them,
They got
and
OKC's number. OKC not the best team in the West.
no, they are still, unfortunately. Hey,
Denver balling too, though, even though they
but you know
lost.
what? I got a topic we could talk about until we wait for Maul, because you sent it in a group chat earlier. Jason Tatum coming back 5-on-5. He was reportedly scrimmaging with the players in the G League. Tone, the action, man.
Man, hey, I know they call me the generalizer, but I've been predicting some interesting stuff, man. I said he was gonna be back in March. It's February. It might be April, but I said March, so I'm gonna stick to my guns. But yeah, so those guys lining up. He 5-on-5. This is quick, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Like it seems like it's been sped up, but I can't
Uh
wait. Oh, we might be back
oh.
in action.
All
There's
right.
that
Okay.
video.
I think we found another way. Okay. Let's find this way. And okay, here is the
Use the
video.
Memphis hotspot.
Hopefully it's working. Okay. Finally, here is the video of me eating the hot chip. Should be.
There's no comment.
Anyways, so it's halftime, and and of course we have D'Lo Parker. It's time for me to live up to my bet. It's time for me to finally take the one chip challenge. I do want to apologize in advance for any language that's going to be used.
slurs?
Any slurs? No, not slurs. I almost.
We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna bleep that out.
Bleep that out. Fred Warner is on the panel for the Super Bowl. Okay. And wow, this is. Oh, deal. Look, it came with gloves.
Oh, I'm telling you.
No, never mind. It came with a single glove.
You don't want to put that on, big fella.
Yeah.
Just one chip.
It's just one chip. See, already. Look, it's already getting to me.
I was on that bet.
Dude, I need scissors. Found the scissors. Why did I decide to do this? Okay.
This is a life lesson. Don't make bets
This is.
ever. Don't gamble.
Dude, I'm legitimately so scared.
Don't ever partner with FanDuel or Kalshi
No, don't
or.
say that. We want purple with family.
And that's cool and all. Don't gamble,
Okay,
kids.
that's the wrong hand. I think maybe am I selling?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamal, that's still the wrong hand.
Is it?
Flip the glove.
Oh. Stand by. Look, it's not making it all the way in my hand. Oh. Well,
Shout out to our college graduate Jamal.
shout out. Dude, this is insane. This looks like a it looks like a Dorito.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And hold, please. You got some water. You got a drink.
I got milk right there.
Yep.
That's a strawberry milk.
Yep. Gonna need that.
Dude.
Do I need to grab Kevin and the pops? Are they wanting to see this?
Oh yeah, see that. See what I mean? Yeah. All right.
You got to get a glove. Or it comes with gloves.
It comes with gloves.
It comes with gloves.
That's some sissy stuff right there.
That would be real funny if you put those fingers in your eyes. Is it only one?
Huh?
Is it only one chip?
Yeah.
It's
That's
one
it.
chip.
Yeah, it's one chip. That's
Oh, really? That's it.
What do you mean that's it? I'm gonna come rub your eyes with this. All right, ready? All right, I need to count down.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
3,
Hey, how about you say
2, 1. Oh, he ate the whole chip.
Why would you eat half of it?
Chip pops.
All right, everybody got a phone? Call 911. Just dial right now.
It's gonna hurt.
Hey, come on.
Hurt the back of
It's
the
not
throat.
even hot.
Okay, why is he doing this again?
We lost the Super Bowl battle from last year.
Nah, no moke, no moke.
All right, Ma. Walk us through it. How hot is it?
What do you mean when you walk me through it? Walk you through it. It feels like the devil just pissed in my mouth.
Well, at least somebody that relates to the devil.
Dude, how long do I have to go for a milk?
You have to go a whole minute.
Without drinking the milk?
It's a minute already.
No,
No.
Oh,
I gotta get out here.
You can't stand.
20 seconds.
20 seconds, my ass. Give me it. Oh my God.
It's gonna make it worse. He's slowing the spice down with them.
Dude.
I was on the graph coming out.
Oh, man.
All right, Ma. Walk me through this chip.
This is legitimately. This is the
It's not even that hot, man.
Hey, bro, it's one spot. Bro.
And like it's in the back of my throat. Oh.
So who's the one quarterback we love in glaze? Who is it?
Oh.
Did you meme yourself?
Not yet.
What's 1 + 1?
21.
Bro can't even think.
My stomach hurts, bro.
My type.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Jessica, I'll
Hey,
always
whoa. Is that my money?
Bro, I thought this was supposed to hit immediately.
And it takes a minute.
It hit immediately.
Does it get better?
No.
Jamal, what's your ethnicity? Why do you like penis?
You, Tom.
A loving message for our old man, generalizer tone.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw up.
get it over with. The cheap
Everything
USA.
hurts.
Yeah.
Jamal's in pain. That's why. Look at Jamal.
This is my halftime show. Are you kidding me?
Is that Lady Gaga?
Hey, hold 1, 2. Trumpet calls.
Oh, it probably sucks for Mark because he doesn't eat spicy stuff.
African food is
There's a
expensive.
man in depression.
Stop. He said he said he wants you to take him to the ER.
He needs help.
He needs to go to the ER is what he told me. A little dude came out of his pants right now.
Hey, Dr. Dad.
He needs,
You alright, man?
He got a little sand on his butt right there.
he needs new pants.
I think he needs static comfort.
You want me to rub your tummy?
Was it yummy in your tummy?
That is of a man who is living in recovery.
Dog, that was. And it's still. Hold on, I can't even talk. Alright.
Oh, he needs more milk.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm crying. My eyes are watery. There's vomit around the corner. Oh, I'm shaking. That was a one-chip challenge. I didn't look. I ate it. I promise. I did.
He puked it out though, so he never technically ate it.
I ate it and then
And then you vomited.
I didn't voluntarily vomit. But I hope you guys enjoyed me suffering.
I did.
Oh, thanks, Kev.
Language.
Sorry.
Language.
And thank you all for watching. This isn't the end of the episode, but I see Sofia Vergara on the TV. I feel much better. To end it all, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode.
And what did we learn?
Never to put a hot chip.
No.
Chip.
Don't bet on the Chiefs.
Oh, I will continue to bet on Patrick Mahomes. I don't bet on the Chiefs.
All right. Another hot chip for you then.
And once again, shout out to these boys. Kevin and of course Dilo behind the camera. The Wax Show episode should be out. Go check that out. We just uploaded a new one. If it's not, this will be awkward. And finally, once again, enjoy the rest of the episode. And most importantly, fuck you, Tone.
Okay, there is me eating the doing the one chip challenge, whatever it's called. Tone, are you huh?
I was laughing a lot. You should have left us on the screen so that people could have watched me laugh hysterically.
I dang it, I should have.
That was funny. I wish I was there, man. I would so wish I was there.
Oh,
I wish I would have got the footage of him throwing up.
Oh, it was bad. Like I don't know if I don't know.
It's probably still out there.
Oh, it's
Well,
definitely still out there.
I told you my cousin did this, and he literally had to shower with his clothes on.
I was one step away from doing that. I was one step away from getting in the shower with everything on.
Yeah,
I mean,
he had everything. I think he only took his shoes off and jumped in.
Well, I mean, I
shower.
could have, if you guys wanted me to, I'd get in with, the regular shower. But
And the crazy thing is that you weren't the only one to throw up that night. So
well, I guess that is a fact of the night. No, that video will be posted on the channel. So don't you guys worry about that. That will be on the channel. So if you guys did want to go watch that without it, lagging and doing bad things, go ahead.
That guy.
I felt like you were
very tech
rewinding it, playing it for about. There was like a 3-minute window where you were just pacing, and I was like, "Is this just being rewound and played again, rewound and played again, rewound?" Because you were just pacing in the same spot.
Oh no,
that was real. He was pacing for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, it was bad. Like I missed the entire halftime show. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see Bad Bunny. So, yeah, that happened. So again, I hope you all enjoyed my suffering. And real quick before we move on to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we point out that comment that's in there? Can we?
I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up, D'Lo, but
I was gonna say, can we point out that comment in there?
Well, that is
yeah, put it on the screen.
That is Jesse. That is one of my best friends in the world. I consider him to be a brother, and I'm starting to reconsider that after seeing this. Tone, what do you think about this? You think I should have started doing some of that?
Whew. I think that video was good enough. I mean, if you want to send him a personal video, that's on y'all.
He sends a lot of requests. But I try and I only send him if he sends me money. So
that's insane.
Yeah. So send me $10. Let's move on. Okay. We watched.
Let's cut to a clip.
Yeah. Well, let's cut to a clip. No clip. No.
I still stole the budget. Stole the budget for yourself.
Still not in the budget. Still.
And if you want to know what that's from, go watch the Whack episode.
Go watch the Whack Show, episode 2 out now. So that was a good one, dude. That was a funny show. That was a funny episode, D'Lo. No, I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, we see the Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl, obviously, the past 2 years hasn't been great. D'Lo, are you calling a full second or a 30 second?
No, The 30-second. I just want Tone's quick reaction to Jamal's end message of the video. What did you
Oh
think
yeah,
about that?
you know what? Yes, I'm
Thoughts on
glad you
a
brought
I
good end
appreciate
message?
it because he was the one that made the bet, and so I stood on my 10 toes, and I appreciated that shout out. What can I
Yeah.
say, man? Shout out Patty too.
About
Well,
Patty too.
um, Q-Tone. I'm just gonna say that. Well, I'm curious to see what you guys think about this because all three of us, I believe, have all three favorite different sports. Um, so when we watch the Super Bowl obviously wasn't great this year, it wasn't great last year. But I wanted to ask you guys, what sport has the best championship or biggest game of the year, whatever it is? What sport has the best championship winning game or series out of all the sports? And again, my favorite sport is baseball. Tone, your basketball, and D'Lo, I'm your football. I believe your favorite sport is football. Could be basketball. Good talk. So, um, but Tone, your favorite Your favorite championship. What's the or what? I'm sorry. Your favorite and what is the best championship out of all the sports?
Yeah, you're right. My favorite is basketball. I'm one of those. I don't know. I don't know if I'm old school or one of those guys that just doesn't like to compare sports in that fashion. I guess because I feel like I've had a favorite Super Bowl. I've had a favorite World Series. Of course, I have a favorite NFL Finals. It's hard to compare because I appreciate the one-off in the Super Bowl where it's just one game. You have to be prepared. You get that one game and it's over. But then in the MLB, the NBA, the NHL, it's a series where you get to learn your opponent. You get to, you, after a loss, you have several other games that you can win and take over the series. And there's an appreciation in that as well. And that's why I feel like it's hard to compare. I guess if I had to pick, if someone had a weapon to my throat or to my head, I'd have to pick the NBA. It's my favorite sport, and it can go up to 7 games. So that's 7 games of likely, you know, tough basketball, which is, I guess, more enjoyable than one game. But it depends on that one game. If I've seen high scoring games in the end. It's tough, but yeah, I'd say I'd have to pick the NBA if I had to.
Well, Tone, if somebody has a weapon to your throat, um, don't call me. Call somebody else that can
Well,
help.
you are the group snitch, so you might be the one I call first.
It's unfortunate that you put that news out there, but now that it's out there, that may or may not be the case. Now, what are you willing to give up for that information? Anyways,
Uh,
anywho, D'Lo, the best championship game or games of any sport.
Uh, well, my personal favorite is and forever will be Game 7 of an NBA Finals series. I think the energy is just unmatched. However, the best, and this is not from my favorite sport, I think is the FIFA World Cup. That is where I'm going to direct my attention to, just from the sheer global scale that this is on. I think it's by far, just the best of the best in terms of any major sports league. If you're talking, the Super Bowl, you're talking the finals, if you're talking, the World Series, I think that the World Cup just beats all of them, really.
That's interesting. That's a different angle I didn't think would be brought up. But which the World Cup is this year, which is like, very very exciting and very much looking
Mhm.
forward to that. And now there's probably some bias, but I have a few different takes on this. I think the best championship series of the sports that involve series that to win you a championship is the World Series. And I think baseball has the best playoffs in general. Um, and the reason I say that is because In basketball, like there's constantly things going on, so you constantly have things to be cheering about. Football, obviously, if one play is made, the crowd goes crazy, and a sack gets made or a big catch or something like that, the crowd goes crazy. In baseball, the crowd is that much more revved up because it's not as constant as basketball, or it's not as opportunistic as football. It's one of those sports, and now the World Cup is a very close uh, 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 comparison to it. But you hit a home run, that place goes berserk. Somebody makes a diving play in the bottom of the seventh to save a run, that place goes berserk. And I just think the environment at a playoff baseball game is just electric. Not like it's not at these other sports, and again, maybe this is just me being biased because baseball is my favorite sport. Pitchers and catchers reported today, by the way, which is very exciting. But just the environment that it is a playoff baseball game and just not knowing what could happen at any point in time. And so when that thing does happen, you go crazy. And so I think that if there's one game, now if you're asking me, would I rather watch an NBA Finals or a Game 7 of the NBA Finals and a Super Bowl? I'd probably choose the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Just because that both of those teams played each other well enough to get to a Game 7. Because we could definitely see a blowout in a Game 7. We have before, but we can definitely see a blowout in a Super Bowl because we haven't seen these two teams match up 6 times prior to within 2 weeks before this. So the biggest event, the most popular event, of course, is the Super Bowl. But yeah, I just love baseball so much. The playoffs is electric. I've been to multiple playoff baseball games, and it's fun. It is nail biting. It's exciting. So baseball for me would definitely hold the reins for me on that. The World Cup, though, that was very interesting, D'Lo. I didn't think that was a good pool. That was a really good pool. I really like that. Okay,
Yeah, shout out to Kev because I know he's so excited for it.
Yeah, he loves the World Cup. Now he doesn't watch any other soccer throughout the year, but he loves the
world, isn't it?
Huh?
The most popular sport in the world.
Yep, most popular sport. It's a sport that pays the most money to their athletes. It's soccer. It's funny enough. It's soccer, baseball, and then I don't really know the followers, but I know those are the top two. Let's stick with basketball though. Let's talk more basketball. And Tone, you and I had kind of had a conversation about this a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And this is always a debate on this show when we talk basketball. But two-way players. And the way I want to phrase this conversation is how important is having a two-way player as one of your two best players to you winning a championship. Because when you look at some of the guys who are two ways, when you look at the Jason Tatums and the LeBron James when he played, when he was winning championships, and the Giannis Antetokounmpos, those are two-way guys. Those are guys that you can count on to guard 1 through 5 at any point in time if you're on a run to the finals. But then you look at the Stephen Currys and the Nikola Jokic's and the SGAs, guys who aren't as exactly two-way players, but are still good enough to get their team to the finals and win a finals. So, Tone, I think I want to start with you. Do you absolutely need your best guy, one of you two best guys, to be a two-way basketball player in order for you to have success and to win a championship?
No. Long story short, but I do think the NBA is evolving, and shortly you will. I do believe that there are going to be more players sooner than later that will be classified as top tier or prolific defenders as well as prolific scorers. When you look at the Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Wembys, Giannis, those guys are essential to their teams on both ends of the court. And I just look at these new age guards. When I look at Harper at San Antonio, when I look at Stephon Castle, I know you guys don't like to give him as much credit as I do, but SGA does play a little bit of defense. He's much more of a defender than Steph Curry and Luka Doncic are. And, the guys that I grew up watching, at least, like Dame Lillard, James Harden, that he's much more of a defender than those guys. Now he's surrounded by defense, which enables him to focus more on offense, which I think is what we've watched the past at least the last decade. But I think that it's going to be much more essential moving forward in the NBA. These guys are uber athletic. The guard position is like 6'4" or taller now. You got guys like Josh Giddey. You got what's his name? Demon, the guy in Brooklyn. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He can play the guard position. He's not a guard, but he can play. Yeah, he can play the position.
Sorry.
There's just a lot of guys that are now usually a small forward size that are playing guard. And I think that if you have guys with that size playing point guard, it's going to be tougher for guys like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is elite. He's got footwork that enables him to score on guys who are, power forwards and centers. But I think it's going to be highly likely that scouts are going to start picking up guys who can defend and as well as score for the future.
D'Lo, in your opinion, does your best player, like I said, last year we saw SGA, who's not necessarily a two-way guy, you would consider a two-way guy, does play a little bit of defense. And then you talk about, the Nikola Jokic's, who's also not a two-way guy. And then we see Jason Tatum and Giannis go win a championship, two guys who are very good defenders. Do you need one of those Jason Tatums or Giannis's to win? And do you need one of those guys to help you win a championship and be in contention every single year? Or can you have a guy like SGA and Jokic who are more focused on one side of the ball than the other?
Yeah, no, I don't think you do. And again, the game is changing, like Tone said. So maybe here in the future you might. But just looking back in the past 10 years, it hasn't been the case, right? I mean, outside of Tatum and Giannis, who we consider, top tier defenders, there really hasn't been. Um, well, Kawhi in 2019, but then it was dominated by Golden State. Steph doesn't play defense. Kevin Durant doesn't play defense. Jokic doesn't play a whole lot of defense. So I don't think that it's necessary for your best player to be one of the best in the league defensively. I think it more so is the supporting cast. I feel like that has to be better defensively around that. Because when you look at especially that 2022 Golden State team, they're kind of an anomaly in the sense because really outside of Draymond, there wasn't really like a high elite defender on that team. So I think that when you look at their run in particular, they're kind of the outlier, whereas every other team is either so dominant offensively, like the Warriors, or they're just really well-rounded team like the Nuggets, or they're really good defensively like the 2019 Raptors. So I think it's really just mix, really. I don't think that you can lean one way or the other. I think it's just fluctuating, and I think that's just how the league is.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna say if you have a Jason Tatum or a Giannis or a LeBron James in his prime, one of those guys who can play on both sides of the ball and is efficient and effective on both sides of the ball, that's a luxury. To be completely honest, that is a luxury. And those guys help you a lot to win a championship. And they don't actually, you know what? That's going to be my next point. Having those guys means that you don't have to put as much around him to win an NBA championship. When you have Jason Tatum, that guy can score you the ball. He can score 30 points a night, but he can also defend the best player on the other team. Giannis can do the same thing. And LeBron can do the same thing in his prime, which means you don't have to spend as much money on defensive guys and elite perimeter defender guys. But with an SGA and a Jokic, you have to make sure all your chickens are in order in order for you to go win an NBA championship because of what he lacks defensively. So no, it's not a must. It's not a need, maybe I should say. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. It's not a need. It is a luxury. It makes things a lot easier. And both of you guys made the point, Tone made the point that the NBA is going in a direction in which you may need your best player to be elite on both sides of the basketball. But I don't think we're there just yet because the NBA is supremely talented. It is obviously the most talented basketball league in the world. And so it's nice to have guys who can be effective and, again, elite on both sides of the ball, but it's not necessary because the best player in the world right now, if you ask, 9 out of 10 people, is Nikola Jokic. And is he this great defensive center who's going to get you 2 blocks a game and he's going to hold the other big to, 8 and 6? No, he's not. But he's so proficient on the offensive side of the ball. He doesn't necessarily have any holes offensively, aside from maybe handling the ball. But even then, he's an elite ball handler in terms of just passing the ball and making sure that it gets to the right place. But no, it's not necessary. It's really not a need.
It's getting there though.
Oh, go ahead.
It is.
There's one really big alien in the league who's going to change that.
Oh man.
Yeah, Cooper Flag is balling too. He's 6'10", 6'11", damn near guard. And Jokic is not proficient defensively. I guess it's like, moving the feet, but he's so elite at rebounding that it enables, like, it stops teams from getting second chance points, which to me is part of defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of teams who lack that defensive rebounding, and so it gives teams those second chance points. He doesn't offer that, and so although he doesn't move the puppies, I feel like he's good enough on defense. And then he's the fact that he's 6'11".
Yeah, he's huge. It's a big dude. I was hoping you didn't notice it, but well, now that it's out there, I'll go ahead and hit the pause button on that one. That was probably should have thought before I spoke. Something that I've heard a lot in my life.
Quick question though. Let me. I want to direct this one at low first, because I think I've already asked you.
Actually, also speaking of Cooper Flag, we're up by 20
Yeah, I see that. Putting a weapon on them boys.
Yeah.
Where do you think, or what type of player do you think Scottie Pippen would be in today's league?
And I'm trying to think of like a comparison that I can even think of. I'm thinking like a worse shooting version of Jaylen Brown. If I had to like pick one guy, that's probably where I go, because he won't shoot the 3 ball efficiently enough, because that just wasn't in his era. I mean, they didn't really have to shoot the 3 ball in that era, but I think that's where he would be at. He would be around that range, I would think. In terms of just offensively, defensively, he would be the best defender in the league.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he's a little bit better of a playmaker than JB. Pause. He's bigger than JB. He's 6'9". Like that's tough at the 2 or 3 guard. That's tough to have somebody guarding your guard. He's 6'9", wingspan at like 7 foot, 7'1". Yeah, and he was dynamic on the breakout, so he could grab boards. I want to say that I think he can shoot the 3 better than Mike, though. As crazy as that sounds,
He can.
I don't think that's that crazy of a
I
statement.
don't think that's crazy, but the thing is that he wasn't the best 3-point shooter on his team. I mean, when you look at it, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Jackson, like there's just other guys that I would go to first, and it's just not his game. So I mean, he is a slasher at heart.
You know what? And speaking of which, you know who's kind of reminded me? And funny enough, we've been, you guys have mentioned him a few times. You know who's kind of reminded me of Scotty? Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag kind of reminds me of Scottie Pippen.
He
He's
just
not
can't
a
move the puppies as quick, but I
yeah,
like the comparison.
yeah. He's not a prolific 3-point shooter. He can shoot it. Don't leave him open. But it's not like he's gonna hit 9 out of 13. But he is elite at getting to the basket. He can pass the ball, something Scottie Pippen also did very well. He can see the floor really well. He can facilitate the basketball. He can start your offense if you need him to, and he can defend at a high level. Like Cooper Flag can be a number one Scottie Pippen, because Scottie Pippen was always the 2 to Michael Jordan. Cooper Flag can be a number 1 in this league. And so when
Not
you talk
always.
about okay, well,
We've seen Scotty be a 1.
He's a rookie. Cooper Flag will be. He is the number 1 right now, but he will be an elite number 1 here in a few years. Like, he'll be a top 10 player within the next 3 years.
It's looking like
I was talking about Scotty. We've seen Scotty be a number 1.
That is true. He didn't win anything.
hey, he got there.
Well, the Cardinals also got to the Super Bowl. I'm still waiting for a championship. So
Mike ain't win none without him.
that is true. That is true. And San Antonio Holmes is going to win when I see him. Well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yep.
Okay, D'Lo, I'm glad you brought this up in our little pre-show discussion, pre-show meeting. It came out. I don't remember. It came out today, I believe, today or yesterday, that the NBA and the voters and everybody in whoever may be voting, whatever it is, whether it's the owners, whether it's NBA executives, will be voting on expansion teams for the NBA. And the 2 favorites right now are Seattle and Las Vegas. Now, what I want to ask you guys is, when you look at the NBA, and obviously Seattle had the Supersonics before they moved to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder, and Vegas has never had an NBA team. What city would you like to see an NBA team in which does not have a team in yet, Tone? And because Seattle, when they lost the Supersonics, that was like Boston losing the Celtics. Like, that's how much the Supersonics meant to Seattle. And so to see them get an NBA team again, I think would be really, really cool. But there's also some cities that could get an NBA team that could really, really use it and could have an electric fan base behind it. What city comes to mind first for you?
First, I want to say it's wild to think that Kevin Durant was drafted to the Seattle Supersonics. That's kind of crazy.
Nasty work.
But I think I'm going to be a little biased. I'm going to go Northeast. I'm going to go Connecticut. They've got an amazing fan base when it comes to college basketball.
UConn.
And like, by default, most of those states over there root for the Celtics, if not the Knicks. There's a couple that might have rooted for New Jersey once in a while, but most of them are either Knicks fans or Celtics fans. And I think that they're one of those towns that deserve to have their own team, because like I said, they've had a fan base for years. UConn basketball is a thing across the nation, and they represent. They drive down to the Garden all the time. But if they had their own team, I'm pretty sure that they would hold it down.
D'Lo, when and you are more than welcome to say Seattle or Vegas. Those are the 2 favorites to get an expansion team for the NBA. But is there a city that stands out to you that you believe, okay, this city, when I look at college basketball, or I look at baseball, or I look at football, they have a very passionate fan base behind their football team or college basketball team, whatever it may be. That team deserves an NBA franchise. What's the first city that stands out to you?
See, my initial thought is Vegas, just because the NBA has sort of been like setting this up for a while now. I mean, when you think about it, Summer League is played in Vegas. If I'm not mistaken, the NBA Cup is played in Vegas. So I feel like the NBA is really pushing this Vegas narrative. And I would love to see it because I hope that, Vegas fans have another really awful team to support outside of the Raiders because they really need it. They
And
do.
the A's.
Yeah. I mean, they're going through it. But I really, and it's very cliche, but I would love the Supersonics back in Seattle. And I remember watching Katie in Seattle days. I actually was going back and watching highlights recently, and I was watching Katie highlights, and dude, the vibe is just it's so much different. Obviously, even going back to Gary Payton and
Raymond.
yeah,
Sean,
and Sean Kemp. So I mean,
Trampoline.
they were in the NBA Finals. So I mean, when you look at it, it's like they've had success and they've supported for many many years, and feel like if you brought them back, especially now is the time you bring them back because Seattle is already high off of the Super Bowl. Because now you're bringing a Super Bowl back there. So what's one more? Let's add on top of it. That's where I would like to see it go.
Yeah, but Seattle, I mean, they had the Super Bowl. The Mariners were just in the championship series and were a game away from getting to the World Series. They got a lot going on. But when I look at expansion and I look at teams that could honestly use them, one team that I don't look at is Vegas. And now I understand that's probably going to be the city to get an NBA franchise next. But I hate the fact that it is because Vegas, they have Raiders fans, but the Raiders fans are kind of like win or lose. They're kind of the Aces they're very passionate about, which could hopefully make them passionate about an NBA team. Obviously the A's, it doesn't even look like they want the A's. Goodness gracious. Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
that chip still got you.
Yeah, a little bit. It's still stuck. Right? No, let me not put it that way. But a team that I honestly see that could get a NBA franchise and really appreciate an NBA franchise. Actually, I have two, and they're in the same state. And either one I'd be okay with. I'd go either St. Louis or Kansas City. When you look at those two cities, again, in the same state, but they are very, very passionate about their franchises. You have the St. Louis Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals. Both teams extremely passionate about their fan bases. When the Cardinals won the championship in 2011, I believe it was, and then when the Royals won in 2015, both packed throughout the whole playoffs. Packed, loud. You did not want to play there if you were an opponent. And then you look at Arrowhead. You look at the Chiefs. That is one of the most, if not the most terrifying places to play if you were an NFL player. You do not want to play at Arrowhead in January in the playoffs. You don't, because of the environment that is set by those fans. And so when you look at an NBA team and how electric the NBA playoffs are, Kansas City would be perfect for an NBA franchise. And I think they would appreciate it. Say it again, Tone?
They're a college basketball town too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely are. You have Kansas. Now I think Kansas is actually in Kansas and not Missouri.
Kansas is in Kansas, not Kansas is Missouri.
It's around the corner. It's around the corner. But those fans are passionate. The Chiefs fans, the Royals fans, the Cardinals fans. Some city in Missouri deserves to get an NBA franchise. And I think if you're going to expand the NBA franchise, I understand there's money involved. And I understand you want to send a NBA franchise to somewhere that's going to have a lot of money. I completely understand that. In a big market. But I think these smaller cities, these smaller franchises, these smaller markets absolutely deserve an opportunity to have a fan base of an NBA team. One like Kansas City. And to see a city like that get an NBA team would be really, really cool. I know they had lost a hockey team, an NHL team. which sounds familiar. But yeah, I look for one of those teams that's kind of been itching at the bit to get an NBA team, and I know that would get the support it deserves.
I just want to point out that both of those team or places have had teams before. Because when you look at St. Louis, they were the Hawks before they moved to Atlanta.
And the Monarchs, right? The Kansas City Monarchs.
Kansas
Oh, no, that
City
might have been baseball.
is the Kings before they moved to Sacramento.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, both of them have had NBA teams before those teams relocated.
NBA or ABA? Or NBA?
This was a long, long time ago.
60s?
We're talking 50s and 60s for St. Louis, and then 80s for Kansas City. But I can see both of them.
Yeah, I want it again. It's probably going to go to Vegas, and I understand that, and I realize that. But I hope it goes to a city. Seattle is a perfect example. Like, I would love an organization to go to Seattle because I know how much that fan base would appreciate an NBA team and would support that team. Vegas is one of those cities where you go visit. Like, they would honestly have a fan base like the Chargers do, or the Rams do, or the Clippers do. Like, that's kind of how that fan base I see would pan out. And I'd rather go to a city that really deserves, that really wants, and would appreciate an NBA franchise.
A question for you, because I also saw this brought up, because obviously the two rumored cities being Seattle and Vegas are both in the very far west coast.
Yep.
So that would create this unbalance of 17 and 15. What team would move to the east in that situation?
Oh,
and it doesn't have to be one of the expansion teams. It could be a team that's currently out west that's sort of in, the middle that moves to the east. I think the three that I saw that were listed were the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, and the Timberwolves.
Would you throw Oklahoma City in that conversation? No?
Wouldn't. No, I think the Texas teams are farther east than Oklahoma City is. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Maybe that's just me wanting to get the Oklahoma City Thunder out of the West.
As like when you look at it, could you imagine a Minnesota Timberwolves in the East?
I would like Minnesota because now you've added one of those teams, like one of those teams to the West, to the East. And then you got to think of this AE. Think of what AE would do to the East, man.
They'd be a contender every single year. Every single year. Unless they decide to blow it up one year, they'd be in the contention. As long as they have Anthony Edwards, they'd be in contention every single year. That'd be interesting.
And it's cold.
I thought about that. Yeah, because like who would move to the East?
Yeah, Minnesota. Pelicans, they don't really care. I don't really give a damn.
Like it's going to get better sooner or later. Like they got some pieces over there. They just can't get it together.
They can't. Like I don't know if they just can't find the right guy to get them all together and play it all together like a team.
They're always hurt.
I will say though, shout out to Derek Queen because he's been hooping.
Yeah, they got a piece there. They got a piece there. I don't know now. I don't know if he's your franchise.
Jeremiah Fears he's decent.
Oh yeah, he's their other first round pick. So
so is Zion. Still. I know he's never healthy, but he is still that guy.
He's always, very good player. Always up to something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's something nasty. I'm sorry. That was unnecessary. that was
all right.
Anyways, fellas.
That tattoo he's got is real nasty. I'll tell you that.
Boy, how you gonna put? It's not even down the middle of his chest.
He got a tattoo centered around his belly button.
Oh, that's right, he does. I also know somebody who does. We both do. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but
that's not who's in the chat.
Huh?
That's not who's in the chat.
No. He has one tattoo. I'm gonna put it in our own chat.
Name on his thigh.
I'm gonna put it in our private chat.
Somebody got your name on his thigh.
See, there you go. See that you nasty. Why would you even be thinking about something like that? That's that's inappropriate. That's not safe for work, Tone.
My bad.
Yeah, but I put it in our private chat if you're curious to see who it is I'm talking about. But you know what I'm talking about now?
Cold-blooded.
Hey, that's my brother. But that it's just a fact about what you said. So, thank you all for watching. That is going to close out this episode of Gumball Sports Machine, aka GSM. As always, if nobody else is going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, I love you. We love you. You matter. You have a purpose, and strive for happiness and be grateful for what you do have instead of upset for what you don't. And if you don't mind hitting that like button, smashing that subscribe button.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Little worried about where that accent came from, but that accent doesn't change the fact that that's what you should do. You are from the East Coast, right, Tones?
Sometimes I'll take it to the country.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. Anyways, but and as always, appreciate these fellas, man. Follow all of our social medias: Gumball Sports Machine on Instagram, TikTok, Jamal Gumo on X. We post every day on those platforms, so be sure to check those out. Follow, and of course on Instagram, Tone is wave_Marley. D'Lo on Instagram is NoLove_D'Lo. That's NOLUV_DLO. And attaboy. As always, man. For my boy, my dog, and the man we call Flip Bayless, aka Oh, sorry,
and
the Wax Show.
Go watch that episode of the Wax Show.
The Wax Show episode 2 out now. It's the Wax Show, WHACK show on YouTube. Go subscribe, go like. It was very, very funny.
You know what, Maul? Let's show him a clip.
Let's show him a clip. Nope. D'Lo still used his the clip money on Roxanne at Club Princess. So, but that's another story for the Wax Show. Again, go check it out. Yeah, well, that's what D'Lo's doing with our commercial budget. But for my boy, my dog, and the man we call Flip Say Less, aka co-host D'Lo, and for my uncle, my dog, my OG, and the guy we call a generalizer, Triple OG Tone, and for yours truly, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. And as I always say, it is nice to be important, but it is much, much more important to be nice. We will be back Friday night to talk about
See you soon, JT.
You know what? I'm starting to think you use that commercial budget on Tone, D'Lo.
Our commercial budget actually went to a conversation involving JT while you were figuring out your videos. So hope that gets clipped.
Nice. Okay, good talk. Speaking of which, if you do want to see the full video that's not lagging, that will be posted in the morning. So go ahead and check that out. Watch me suffer eating that one chip challenge. And as always, it is nice to be important. It is much, much more important.
Twice.
We'll be back Friday. Be on the lookout to talk more basketball, mainly basketball and baseball. See you guys Friday.
Gotta find my